Hey, I'm Courtney Thomas, and today I want to show you a way that you can add some resistance with a long-handled resistance band to a glute bridge. So if you're not familiar, that is pretty much a core movement, body weight movement in any program, hip hinge, and it looks just a little bit like this. Okay, so bent knees, lying on the ground, back resting on the ground. You're gonna dig through the heels, press through the ground, and lift your hips and squeeze your butt cheeks. So as you might imagine, that's a great exercise, but at some point you might wanna get a little bit more oomph behind that. So one really good way to do that is to take it to a single leg. It's gonna feel a lot more intense to do that, but once you're even progressing beyond that, guess what? You can utilize the band for some more resistance to really go for it and get a huge glute burn and even challenge your core really a lot with this movement. So we're gonna take that single leg progression, and that's where we're going to add this long handled resistance band. It's a little tricky to set up, so make sure that you're really careful with this and take your time with it, certainly the first time that you're doing it. So setting up in your glute bridge position. So I like to kind of do a couple to make sure that my heels and my feet are in the right position. So wiggle that around if you need to. But what you're going to do with the band is wrap it around the middle of your foot. Now notice that I've got my hands pretty close to where I'm anchoring the band, and it's really right in the very middle of my shoe. So it's easy to, like, kind of depending on your shoes too, to like get a little too far up, a little too far back. Make sure that that band is really right in the middle of your foot, and your foot is flexed, almost like you're stepping on the ceiling here. From there, then once you're in that position, you can go ahead and kind of walk your hands down to the bottom of the handles, and then you're going to take those handles and you're going to press them down hard into the ground. So you're actually going to get a little bit of activation through your triceps, your arms, your upper body here. And at this point, you're all set up and ready to go. So you're going to take that opposite leg, dig it into the ground, squeeze that glute, press it up to the ceiling, slowly lower through your resistance. And you are definitely going to feel it. I already feel it. When you go to set up on the other side, go ahead and do the full setup instead of just switching around. A lot of times that, again, like kind of leaves a band in your face. We don't want that. So setting up, okay, in your glute bridge position, opposite legs on the floor, keeping your hands close. Walk them down. Press those handles down into the ground, making sure the band's secure in the middle of your foot. Press that heel down into the ground, lift the hips, big squeeze through the glutes and hamstrings. Whole time, notice like you might feel that your arms might want to come up here. So again, like everything's working here, but you're especially feeling that added resistance on that working glute in your bridge here. So you actually might have a lot more options than you think in any type of glute bridge on the floor. This is one of my favorites to add and really get that like targeted burn in your glute. Be careful as you're doing it, but I hope you love it and enjoy your workout.